Hello people, and welcome to another cheap micro flash solution I worked on, and I'd like to share with you guys. I had made another one before which had used, amongst other things, this ring right here. But don't mind, this is something else. This ring right here and some flash on the end. A very cumbersome and heavy solution, but it worked. I mean, those lights work fine. I wanted to try and find something closer to the actual macro twin lights that you see online, and there's also the ring lights, of course, which offer some sort of solution, although if placed directly on the filter thread will flatten pretty much anything you shoot, because the light is very frontal and very diffused. So I came upon this neat flash on eBay, which you can also buy on Amazon, but believe me, it's a lot cheaper on eBay. It's from Promaster, and it's called the Macrolume. It says TTL, but in truth, this is a pretty old flash, so it doesn't communicate very well with new electronics. You do have to buy, though, separate. They sell this top piece right here with the light emitter and the power source unit, and separately they sell this this piece right here, which is the one that snaps onto your camera and allows the camera to communicate with the flash itself. Now this flash is pretty neat. Let me show you. This is not actually a ring flash. This has two separate flash units right here, these two, and they do light the whole thing when you shoot. You can shoot separately, either one or the other, or both. With this one right here, you can choose on the center or the left or the right, and you can diffuse them actually. I don't know if you can see it here, but if you take a look at here, and as I rotate this, you'll see that a small plastic cover is going over the flash. It has a snap right there, which tells me it's halfway, and right here it shows you it's not completely white. And if I keep going down, it'll become white, telling you it's completely diffused. That is, if you're looking from behind the flash emitter unit. So it also has these are just fill lights you use to look at the shot before you actually shoot. The ones that actually light the scene are these two. Like I said, both or one or the other. Now that's pretty good. But when you're shooting macro, and if you're using a lens with very short focus distance, then practically, like for instance, if you have the camera set up like this, I have an extension tube, a teleconverter, which does not amplify macro, but it does allow me to have more distance with the subject. And when you use a lens like this one, which by the way is a great lens, the Macro Nikkor 60mm. This is an old lens, but the optics are very crisp, very sharp. This is a great lens for macro, and it's a true macro. And it's very cheap. If you find, this cost me on eBay, I can't really remember, but I think it was something like maybe 200 something, maybe 300 bucks. This was really cheap. Now, something about this lens that amazes me is how wide it is over here. Now this has a ring on it right here. That's not part of the lens. This actually comes with a flash, and it's used to snap on. I'm going to show you soon. Snap on the unit right here, so you shoot like a ring flash used by a dentist. The light's right here with the shot. Now this lens has very short focus distance, so that's why I added the teleconverter, which takes away light and takes away sharpness. But it's either that or getting extremely close to a subject, and if you're shooting insects like I'd like to do, and they're not asleep, they're going to fly away, or they're going to crawl away or whatever, or jump away. So you need something that allows you to be a little bit farther away from the subject. And then there's the extension tubes, which, by the way, I want to talk about these as well. These are Chinese knockoffs. I mean, they're very cheap, generic. But in truth, extension tubes are just something you need to separate the lens from the actual body of the camera, and actually, you know, just amplify the amount of macro you're getting from your shot. I've seen people make extension tubes out of spray cans. You know, you just need a cylinder that doesn't allow any light to bleed into the shot. It's nice and solid and holds well your lens, and any metallic cylinder will do. So these, you know, they don't allow any electronics between the lens and the camera. But when you're shooting extreme macro, you don't really worry about that, because everything's manual. When you're shooting macro at that size, everything's manual. So the fact that there's no electronics here, it doesn't matter. So anyway, let's talk about the flash itself. I'm going to put this on the camera right here. Now normally, if you want to use this, all you have to do is go like this. Snap that on right there, and there you go. That actually looks pretty neat. On the power source, you have a 1/16 of a power, full power, and a TTL, which with this camera, this is a D80, it doesn't seem to work. But I don't really care. Normally what I do is either I choose the 1/16 or the full, and also I regulate if I want to shoot with one or two of the units on the flash, and that's it. Now, with this lens at full length, if I put it at full length for macro, which would be right there, subjects would be rather, let's see, a focus distance for this is right there. That's the distance. You see? That's very close. So if I'm shooting with this and the light's emitting on the side, it's probably not even going to light up the subject. So I do need the flash not right here on the filter thread. Normally what I do when I'm shooting macro is I take this off, and what I do is I go to this, you know, towards my subject, and I hold the flash to the side. And that's pretty uncomfortable because this is heavy. This right here is pretty heavy. So all I'm doing is shooting, holding, you know, I'm just holding the shutter right here and just moving back and forth and trying to be steady and using the flash to fill in, you know, the light I need for my shot. Now, you can do this. I mean, I've shot a lot of shots like this, but it's pretty uncomfortable. So I've been looking for a way to try and get this to be held somehow to the side by a bracket, but it's not easy because, you know, this doesn't have a hotshoe. It does have the screw in right here, and you could maybe, you know, screw into a bracket, and that would work pretty well. But I wanted something that, you know, would give me more flexibility. So what I came up with is took apart a lamp, which my wife hasn't found out yet, but it's not an expensive lamp. One of these snap-on, you know, desktop lights, and I just took off this piece right here, which allows me, you know, you can get these from Macrolume and they would be already made for a camera, but basically the thing is that it is flexible and it will hold position and it will hold weight. This is actually pretty sturdy. And what I did was I got these brackets. It doesn't have to be like this. I mean, it doesn't have to be two pieces put together. I just did this because I needed a longer bracket, because as you can see, this is a lot of lens right here. So you need something that can reach at least halfway, so the rest of it can be covered by this piece right here. So this is what actually would screw on to this part of the lamp right here. You can see it right there. And this would screw on there. So that's what I use to hold it on to the bracket. And the other side, which would go on the snap-on piece, it had this screw right there already. So what I did is this black plastic piece comes also with the flash. I cut up a plastic top from some Tupperware, and I just, you know, made it fit in here and made a hole so this could go through. Screwed it on, added some screws to, you know, make it hold on a little bit better, and that's it. I mean, there you go. You got a bracket with an arm, a flexible arm, that can hold this unit right here. So let me put it on the camera. It's a funny coincidence, though, that the fact that I use these two pieces allows me to have this screw right here, which barely just touches the body of the camera and allows it not to move this, you know, it doesn't go farther than this back. You can already see that it's in position right there. All I need to do now is snap this on. And now I can pose it. It isn't the most comfortable thing because it is very strong, this flexible arm here, but it's good enough. So there you go. You have the light to the side now. So if I were to shoot, I think these batteries are almost dead. So let's hope it shoots. And let's put some small subject right there. I'm going to use it at 1/16. It is bulky though, and it does get in the way. You can never substitute actual, you know, expensive units like the R1C1 for Nikon. And someday I will buy it. But for now, I'm happy enough with this one. There's the shot right there. So, this is one solution. Again, there will be better solutions probably out there. There will be people coming up with a lot of very positive and constructive criticism for this. It's not necessary for you to comment that there is better options. And that's it for now. Hopefully this works for you, and have a great day.